Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about identifying a right triangle. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem, which states that any right triangle, the sides of A, B, and C will fall to this being a true formula or equation. Now, we've used this to find missing sides, including what C is, or what B is, or what A is, just depends on which side is missing. And when you see all three sides, what it's really trying to do is this a right triangle? That's the question that's actually going on. Is this a right triangle? So tell whether means, is this a right triangle? So it's a yes or no question. Well, we can use the same formula, thank goodness. So we're still going to be adding. We still got to equal. We still got to use our squares. None of that's going to change. The only thing I got to do is substitute. So I'm going to have three different sides. I've got side here. I've got side here. And I've got side here. What I have to determine is, where's my right angle? So I know which side should be my hypotenuse. Now, the fun part about this is we can also use the fact that C must be the longest side. So we're kind of reverse engineering this. The longest side is 41 centimeters right here, which means this is what we're testing. Is this a right angle? If this is a right angle, then we are going to be able to say it is a right triangle. Now, in order to know if it's a right angle, there are ways we can do that using these two angles, and we have to know a lot more. We can do sides. Trigonometry, geometry aside, what we're doing, like algebra and calculus aside, what we're going to use is geometry, and that's what this equation is. It means 41 has to go here. And then I go back and I remember, I don't care which one's A and which one's B, so what I like to do is A is first in the alphabet, so it's usually my smallest number. Does it have to be that way? Absolutely not. And then this is going to be 9. Now, off the top of my head, I know 9 squared is 81. Now, off the top of my head, I know 4 times 4 is 16. And I have 2 zeros because it's 40 times 40, 0, 0. So 40 squared is 1600. Now, I am going to be adding those two together. And what I'm trying to check is, does it equal 41 squared? Well, 41 squared, 41 times 41, is 1681. So that's the magical number we're looking for. Almost wrote the wrong pen here. So 1681. What we're asking is this true? Well, when I take 1600 plus 81, I'm going to find out that my final answer is 1681. And since 1681 does equal 1681, then this is a true statement. Therefore, yes, this is a right angle because A squared plus B squared equals C squared is true when using 41 as the hypotenuse. So if I needed to type it all out or an explanation, that's what I would need to be an exact answer right on. Let me repeat that. Because 1681 equals 1681, I know A squared plus B squared equals C squared is true when C, or the hypotenuse, is 41. Now, if we look at the other equation, or the other triangle over here, and I'm going to kind of fast forward, the largest number is 24, so that's the one I want as my C. And then again, I look for my smallest number, which is 12, and I put that as my A. It doesn't matter. I just know A is before any other letter in the alphabet, so I might as well make my smallest number the same. And then I can kind of fill this in with my square plus square equals square. Well, I know 12 times 12 is 144. I know that off the top of my head because my multiplication tables I memorized in 3rd grade. Don't mean that sound as bad as it was. That's just the reason I do. Now here I don't know 18 squared off the top of my head, so I'm going to take 18 times 18, and I'm going to get 324. Now before I figure this, I'm going to go ahead and do that since I already have 324 in there. I'm just going to go plus 144 equals 468. So what I'm hoping is 24 squared equals 468. Now, I'm not actually going to fill all this in. And remember, I'm thinking about this question mark on whether this is yes or no. So here I'm going to take 24 times 24 because that's 24 squared, and I get 576. So here, I can sit here and say that this is not a right triangle because our largest number being the hypotenuse squared does not equal the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So that's another fancy way of saying basically our largest number when we squared it as c did not equal a squared plus b squared. So those are two different ways of wording the same answer. If you have any questions, make sure to email those to me. Stay safe out there, guys, and we'll see you next class.